Who engineered the Ford Festiva?
Okay, who did engineer the Ford Festiva?
Well, since it's manufactured in Korea by Kia, you might assume that's where it was engineered. However, Ford went to Mazda for their expertise in small car engineering. Did you follow that?
I sure did. In fact, I followed one into the parking lot the other day. It's so different. It really caught my attention. You know, and I took a peek inside and I was amazed at how much room there is in it.
It is roomy. The EPA interior volume is greater than Toyota Corolla, Honda Civic hatchback, Subaru Justy, and others. For its exterior dimensions, it's the roomiest car in the B class.
B class?
That's right, B class. They're the smaller, least expensive entries in the small car segment. They typically have an overall length of 148 inches or less, and passenger volume of 85 cubic feet or less, and carry a base sticker price of around $6,000. Cars like Escort are C-class members of the small cars segment, but the B-class is where the competition's been growing. Here, let me give you an example. Back in 1983, not all that long ago, there were only a couple of B-class cars vying for sales. By 1987, there were 14 B-class cars competing, and by 1990, it's anticipated there could be 20 or more. And besides the number of entries, the amount of market share these cars take has grown. In 1986, the B-class comprised about 5% of total small car sales. But by 1987, that rate had grown to about 20%. And it's possible that by 1990, these smaller cars could account for up to 40% of all small car sales. So you can see why a car like Festiva is so important.
With all of the competition, is there one car that is the primary competition to Festiva? Is it Hyundai?
Well, yes, it is, as a matter of fact. And actually, Hyundai is also a primary competitor to Escort as well. You see, the B-class and C-class cars often overlap as selections for the small car buyer. And because the Hyundai Excel's price begins about where many B-class cars are positioned, but offers size more comparable to many C-class cars, it really does compete in both groups. Let's take a closer look and ask Kurt Miner to give us some Hyundai information. Kurt?
Hi, Jim. Nancy? Well, you're right. The Hyundai Excel is a primary competitor, and Hyundai is formidable competition. For example, even though they don't yet have a national distribution system and lack dealerships in many major and mid-sized U.S. cities, they've managed to be the 6th best-selling car in the '88 model year. And they were the best-selling single-import nameplate to boot. Over 270,000 Hyundais were sold in the '88 model year. When they come into an area, their impact is felt by almost every dealership. You see, they've only had one line to sell, so when they come to play, they really play hardball. Now, Hyundai dealers often advertise the base XL with a very low MSRP price point of about $54.99. But in reality, they only sell a very small percentage of base models. Most of their sales are of the GL, GLS, and GS models. So for comparison purposes, we'll use the 1989 Hyundai XL GL two-door hatchback. This XL GL's wheelbase is about 3 inches longer than the Festiva, but the XL's overall length is about 20 inches longer. However, Festiva has about the same track, height, and body width as the Hyundai. Yet because of Ford's thoughtful and ergonomic design, the Festiva offers an EPA interior passenger volume of 87 cubic feet, while the XL GL offers 82, making Festiva's interior volume larger. And Festiva's turning diameter is almost 5 feet less than the Hyundai's, making it easier to maneuver. 1989 Hyundai XL GL and '89 Ford Festiva L Plus with the PEP 383A both carry an extensive list of features. But Festiva offers more. And Festiva also gets much better EPA estimated fuel economy than the XL. So while the XL is a reasonably attractive car with a good-looking interior and a slightly larger engine, it doesn't match the features, fuel economy, or value of Festiva. And Hyundai certainly doesn't fare any better against Escort. Escort LX, with the preferred equipment package, offers a high level of features and value. Hyundai's XL advertises a high level of features and a low price. But let's see what Hyundai really offers. Hyundai advertises their standard model at $54.99. But let's assume that you're an Escort prospect who might be looking at Hyundai, and you want 4 doors and an automatic. But you can't get a 4-door hatchback on the base XL, and you can't get an automatic either. You've got to go to the XL GL model, which is $1,450 more. Add an automatic at $485. Now you're at $7,434. Now, want an AM/FM stereo? Well, that's another $295. Power steering, that's $260. A passive restraint system like Escort's standard system, add another $75. Your total price, including destination and delivery charges? Well, the car you needed really doesn't sell for $54.99 at all, but instead costs $8,339, almost $3,000 more. And there's lots that you can't get on Hyundai at any price. The XL's 1.5-liter engine is smaller than Escort's 1.9-liter engine. So, with Hyundai, you get less power, smaller wheels, and smaller tires, less passenger room, less cargo room. Now, the XL GL may be a little less money, but then it's a little less car. Now, make that a lot less car. And should it be necessary, service is available at over 4,600 Ford dealerships. As of November '88, that's 4,475 more dealers than Hyundai has. So while Hyundai is certainly strong competition, remember that both Festiva and Escort can easily cut the Hyundai XL down to size. And with that, back to you, Jim and Nancy.
Thanks, Kurt. Nice job.
You know, Nancy, both Festiva and Escort are certainly important to Ford, aren't they?
They sure are, Jim. Remember, Festiva is drawing new prospects to your showrooms, and Escort's been the world's best-selling nameplate for the last 6 years in a row. That kind of leadership is important to draw in buyers for all kinds of cars and trucks.